Like one dude played by Snoop Dogg. You know?
Well, you know what? They did that.
There's not a black person inside here, I'm afraid.
I wish they had me. You know
maybe
what?
Maybe that's what. No. There were the Asians who were the Earthbenders, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that whole crew was indeed Asian, and you're like, okay, fair enough. There are some Asians in
You know
this.
what? They should have put Snoop Dogg in. He's like, I'm controlling earth and fire.
I know, right? Well, if he was Avatar, that would have made sense. You know?
They should have. You know what?
Now for the win.
Yeah.
I know. Oh fuck! You know what? The way y'all talking, they actually should have put real avatars in there from James Cameron's movie. It's like this walking blue cat people. It's like where the fuck they came from? You know?
It couldn't have hurt. It couldn't have been any more chaotic than this movie already is. It's just like, all right, we're gonna drop you in the middle of some other totally chaotic nonsense that's going on over here.
That should have been the twist. And now for the twist, Snoop Dogg, ladies and gentlemen.
Watch me bend this shit.
That M. Night didn't do a cameo here. Even he didn't want to be in this movie.
He probably did. He probably was like, cut that shit out. Yeah, I don't want to be seen in this. No, I mean, it's funny because you mentioned that he's Indian. So I can see him trying to put other Indian people in there.
He said, like, hey, India's part of Asia. Why can't we be?
Well, that's true.
And I don't have a problem with that.
And like one of the guys from
Dev Patel.
Dev Patel from Slumdog Millionaires in this.
And Cliff Curtis, who plays every race.
But Cliff Curtis is a Kiwi. He's played everything. From Mexicans,
Middle Eastern
to Martians. I think. like when the next movie you see Earthlings landing on Mars, Cliff Curtis is gonna be waiting on you.
I think he played a tree at some point.
Cliff Curtis
has done everything.
Yeah, when he was in middle school. It's Your Life, Charlie Brown. He was the tree.
Yeah, he played Snoopy. I think at one point.
They were like, man, you were great.
That wasn't CG and Garfield. That was Cliff Curtis. But no, man, this is really sad to hear this because I don't know anything about the Even TV show. All I know is I've seen about 2 episodes, and I'm like, man, this looks amazing. It looks amazing.
Well, another thing that's really sorely missing is that the TV show has a lot of humor. Mm-hmm. You have the character Sulka, who's one of the main 3 characters, and he's that kind of comic relief.
And that's the character of Jackson Rathbone. He was the guy that played like the Civil War guy in
that's him?
In Twilight. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Well, in the series, he's a comic relief, but he's actually he's an effective comic relief. Like when he needs to be a warrior, he can. You watch him grow as a warrior, and his jokes are genuinely funny. And this kid just has no humor whatsoever in this movie.
Really?
Well, he has no character.
There's no humor in this movie at all.
Nobody. There are no characters at all. I mean, the closest is, I guess it's Dev Patel, who plays the firebender,
Prince Zuko.
son of the exiled son of the Fire King, who is trying to redeem himself by capturing the Avatar personally. And that's, only because they actually bothered to give him a tiny bit of backstory. I mean, he's not likable, but, at least you know something about him.
He overacts the entire thing. Everything is...
Yeah. Well, the thing is,
to be fair,
come here.
To be fair,
what do you know about the prince?
They pretty much did the same thing with that character in the cartoon, though.
Well, the thing is that
the character grows in the cartoon.
Well, the thing is that his character, it seems like, he is the only real character because they really focus a lot on him. The unfortunate thing is they keep reminding you what happened to him constantly, like over and over.
What did happen to him?
Just that
he basically pissed off his dad, and he was banished.
Yeah, his dad is a dick, super dick, and kicked him out of the kingdom, and everybody else everybody else fucks with him all the time, except for his uncle, who's like the kindly old uncle, just like he is in the cartoon. Except in the cartoon, he's also
the same way he helped Tony Stark out of that cave.
Yeah.
he helps this kid along.
Except also, and he's supposed to be more comic relief in the cartoon.
And
he's not funny.
Which actor is this?
I don't know the actor's name.
Older guy.
Yeah, he's in Iron Man 1. That's about all I know.
What's the name of the character in the movie?
Uncle Iroh.
Yeah.
Sean Taub.
Okay.
Oh, I thought he had a crazier name.
But it's not even as much as saying there's some development for him. That's not saying anything good about it. No. It just makes it that much more blatant how none at all there is for anybody else here.
Especially the main actor, the Avatar, the guy you're supposed to be carrying him.
Little Noah Ranga.
The guy who you're supposed to be, going along with and experiencing his journey. You don't get a sense of none of that because and the other thing is, this is probably like one of the worst edited movies I've seen in a while.
Wow,
to where it seems like, I don't know if M. Night just shot way too much, but it seemed like they were just missing scenes blatantly. There were things that the actors were saying that it didn't make sense in the context of how the story was going because it felt like you missed something. Like there's a scene at the beginning, he's like, are you okay? You're not as angry as before. And he was like, "No, I'm okay. I've gotten over that." And you really don't know what they're talking about because you never saw that. And I'm just like, "What? Did somebody miss a reel? I don't get
No,
it."
it felt like he turned in a 2.5 hour film, and they were like, "No, I don't think so."
It begs the question: is there anything positive about this movie?
Honestly,
Like,
I can't think of one.
Yeah, and I was saying the same thing to myself for the last hour after the movie, going, "There's got to be something I liked about it." And I can't think of anything. It's actually changed my review. I mean, even the 3D is terrible.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is.
so
The
much
one
of,
thing you might say is like,
Yeah.
oh, it looks good. And like, no, it's that shitty 3D.
no, it's that
Yeah.
3D that was an after the fact type of thing when they do it, and you're like, wow, it just looks like shit. Plus, you know how everything in 3D often makes everything so darker?
Yeah.
Well, this whole film is really dark, so much of it that you can't tell what the fuck is going on.
Only because
through a
the
lot
color
of it.
palette, you could see the color palette is like really a dark blue. So I was like watching it. I'm like, oh, they just made this movie look worse.
well, you know what? That is one of the things that I noticed. The first thing I noticed when I found out that that the movie was The Last Airbender in the trailer, I like this looks nothing like the color palette from the animated show, which was a little brighter and
It's
had
lighthearted.
a different color scheme. That's a damn shame when the 3D in the movie can't match a cartoon.
Oh, it not
No.
only doesn't match a cartoon, it pulls it down.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it does.
irritating. There are points I'm just like, this is giving me a headache. You know, just having to put in that little extra bit of effort to watch this in 3D like this. I just wanted to leave. I'm surprised at myself that I did not walk out.
I know you. I think you've been thinking about this because you came in. You're like, "Hey, everybody!" And the more you sat there, the more you're like, "I'm
Man,
just
this
pissed."
movie
We
pissed
watching
me
you
off.
turn dark.
Right?
About 15-20 minutes into the movie, you are pretty much given the idea of what you're going to expect for the rest of the film, which is sad because I'm like, okay, this better pick up.
It
They
never gets
better do
better.
something really cool with these action scenes because the first one they showed me was so bad that it just didn't leave me any hope. And you know, the big climax, I guess the last climax looked pretty, but that was a big rip off of the director's cut of The Abyss. So I mean, it
true.
just
So should I go get some mugs and serve a round of bullshit for you?
Shit, no.
no.
Yeah.
You know what? You're right. This movie is making me turn to the dark side. I'm like, no, because this movie is a fuck you.
Wow.
This is not just some old bullshit. This is a fuck you to the studio. This is fuck you to M. Night. This is fuck you with everyone associated with this film. You took something that was really cool and you just destroyed it.
Damn.
I was just going to give it some old bullshit. I ain't angry. I'm just like, well, this is kind of what I thought it was going to be when it first got announced. I mean, there's no reason to make a live action version of a cartoon series that just ended 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
That's idiotic to begin with. That's just a money grab. But yeah, I still some old bullshit.
Yeah, I've only seen a few episodes like you, Corey, of the cartoon, but at least those made me go, oh wow, this is fucking badass. Where this movie just took the soul and everything that was interesting about that cartoon from the 2 episodes I saw, stripped it away.
Yeah.
There's no character, the editing was awful, and I didn't care, honestly. After the film, I could care less about their book 2 and book 3. You know, they can keep those books. So no, I was so bored. I was waiting for Adam Sandler to introduce his own clan, the Fartbenders. Hey guys.
It has begun.